Hey everyone, welcome to the Boardrack briefing with me, James Otter of Otter Surfboards, where we design and make wooden surfboards in our workshop here in Cornwall. Today I'm going to talk to you about our 9.4 Seasaw model. It's our longboard that sits in the middle of our range, so it's not a really big traditionally shaped longboard, but it's also not a really small performance-based longboard. It pulls both of those together to sit bang in the middle of the range. It's 22 and 7/8 inches wide and 3 inches thick and carries about 72-73 litres of volume. So it paddles well, catches waves easily, but turns really nicely as well. And I'll take you through the template. At the tail here, we've got quite a rounded shape through the fin section, and that couples with the V in the tail to allow you to roll from rail to rail really nicely. But we've also got some width right at the back end to generate some lift, to get you into waves early, get you up and planing nice and quickly. So that back end is all about the performance element of the surfboard, allowing us to turn nicely. Then once you start to move forwards, if you've kind of lined up a wave nicely and you start to walk the board, once you get here, everything's built around trim speed. So we've got a nice straight rail line, which is going to engage with that wave and give you that projection. And it's got a flat bottom through the middle here again, which is just about speed, so that you can get through sections and you can control the board quite nicely from the middle. But everything gets a bit more exciting when you get up to the nose. We've got quite a wide platform at the nose, so quite a wide nose, which gives you that control over the rail to rail and stability. And it couples with a concave that runs through here and a slightly lifted nose rocker. And those two things give us a little bit of turbulence here to slow the board up. So where you've generated lots of speed as you've moved down the board, you don't want to outrace the wave. You want the board to slow up a little bit as you start to get to the nose to give you that control and keep you in the pocket. And slowing the board up also allows more water to be invited over the back of the board, counterbalancing your weight to make nose riding really quite straightforward on this board. It's really lovely and stable and relatively easy to do. Even I've managed to do it a few times, which is always nice. I'll take you through the rocker as well, because it's got quite an interesting rocker line with that little bit of nose lift that you might be able to see from above. You'll see it then transition into a fairly smooth rocker line through the middle with a little bit of tail kick. So that tail kick again gives you that ability to turn off the tail nicely. And this smooth rocker through here is all about paddling speed and catching waves really early. The volume in the board, a lot of it is kept in the middle, which is all about that paddle speed and catching waves. And it's foiled out a little bit towards the tail. And that again, what the foiling at the back end does is adds a little bit of hold. So as you do walk up to the nose, or if you take it out in bigger surf, you've got really nice stability and control off the tail or in the tail. And it's foiled out a little bit more towards the nose as well. That's just so that the main bulk of the board is in the middle. Keeps it really well balanced as a board. And the rails kind of follow that as well. You can kind of see this fairly full rail with a slight pinch at the end, which gives you an ability to for the water to hold on to it nicely, giving you that sense of control. Doesn't kind of bump you out of the waves being really full. And they're foiled out as well. We do tend to keep a hard edge through the fin. And that's about generating lift and making it slightly easier to turn. And then they're kind of carried from the middle all the way through the nose there. We tend to surf this board, I've had mine out in anything from kind of knee-high, kind of 1 foot waves, anything up to kind of head high. It's really quite comfortable in, really good fun to surf when it gets a little bit bigger as well, because you've got all that paddling speed and manoeuvrability. Which makes it really fun. But I imagine if this became your one board, you'd probably take it out in almost anything that certainly Cornwall can throw at you, which is quite exciting as a board, I always think. This one here was made by Flo on one of our 5-day workshop courses. So if you want to get your hands on one yourself, you can join us and make one, or we can build one for you. I think that probably just about wraps up everything that you might want to know about the Seasaw, but if you have any questions, please feel free to fire them over. We're here to help out, and thank you for watching.